Hi, I'm Carol Andrews for another episode of Southwest TV News. Here are some of the stories coming up on today's show.
The city of Swift Current is heading deeper into debt following a decision at City Council on Monday. The lobby and conference room of the Cypress Regional Hospital was transformed into a trade show atmosphere. The 15th annual Night Out in Greece was another hallmark event in Swift Current, as guests came out for a gala evening in support of healthcare.
Thanks for joining us here today. The city of Swift Current's debt load is now increasing following a decision to borrow more money.
The city of Swift Current is heading deeper into debt following a decision at City Council on Monday. Swift Current Mayor and Council have voted in favor to allow the city to borrow $14.9 million, bringing the new debt load to $72 million, with the latest borrowings going towards the following areas.
$3 million is for the annexation, and the other 11, say, is for projects in general revenue and our utilities.
And as far as the burden of the city's debt trickling down to local residents through possible tax increases, Mayor Schaefer had these comments.
The way you pay for debt, if you look at the way that the debt is structured so far in the city, so on our utilities, a lot of that is self-funded, right? When you pay your water or sewer rates, landfill rates, stuff like that, that's what pays for any debt associated with those items in regards to the hospital. We all pay that on our annual taxes. Now, there are some that come out of general revenues, and a good portion of this, and that just comes from growth in the municipal operating grant, new construction, new property development, and is taxes in the city of Swift Current are significantly cheaper than they are in any other community in this province, and it's a very big reason why we've accumulated debt. As I've said, our revenues are significantly less than the city of Yorkton, and if you take into account that difference of about $4 million a year over the last 10 years, if we had that revenue and kept up with the same services residents demanded, our debt would be about half of what it is today.
In addition, the city of Swift Current has been known to have an affordable lifestyle compared to other centers, and Schaefer doesn't see this dramatically changing in the future.
One of the discussions that we have to have as a community, because we always have this debate about tax increases versus debt, is do we want to be a community that has a little bit higher taxes and therefore significantly less debt, or do we want to be a community that has a little bit more debt because we rely on having such low taxes? And that's an important question for our residents to start debating.
Despite the fact the city is nearing its approved debt limit by the province of $75 million, Schaefer remains confident the community is on solid financial ground.
A lot of the investments we've made are investments that are recoverable. A great example is land, right? The government is covering our interest costs, and we have invested in very literally an appreciating asset that will be paid off as land continues to sell within our community. So, the limit isn't as much. I think more than anything, it's the ability to make the payments, and obviously we're very secure in that regard.
Now, with Council's green light in hand, the borrowing process for the additional $14.9 million will move forward, with proposals being sent out to the various financial institutions.
Safety in healthcare was the focus of a two-day expo in Swift Current. We have more in this report.
The lobby and conference room of the Cypress Regional Hospital was transformed into a trade show atmosphere, as the Cypress Health Region hosted a two-day safety expo for staff and the general public. Those in attendance were able to get a first-hand look at various equipment used in healthcare, try their hand at CPR, and learning more about overall well-being and diet through this display on sugar. Jill Gates is the Accreditation and Patient Safety Coordinator for the Cypress Health Region and explains how the event originated.
Well, it came from our OH&S coordinator putting on a workshop for our TLR coordinators, and TLR is transfer lifting and repositioning. And so it was a way for them to look at the new equipment and new techniques used. And from there we expanded because we felt if staff are working safe and patients know how to keep that they're working safe and they're keeping safe, then we'll have a safer environment. So last year we expanded the event to include patient sides of things. And we went from about 20 some exhibits to around 40 this year. So the whole event is geared towards the staff and the public as well, so they can see how they can be safe.
One of the more intriguing aspects of the Safety Expo was inside the germ tent, where the blue light technology shone on various rooms in a hospital or even the kitchen table in your home, showing how germs can remain on surfaces for a long period of time and the overall importance of proper cleaning techniques in healthcare and in the home.
Kind of makes you kind of scary into what you've got at your own home or, even at your workplace and how simple things can be transmitted. So one of our big things through the region, through accreditation as well as normal everyday safe practice, is the increase of hand hygiene, and that we're looking at hand hygiene audits throughout the region as well.
The Safety Expo was intended to educate the public on the practices in place by the Cypress Health region and its overall mandate to continually improve on quality care. The Cypress Health region employs approximately 1,700 staff covering 20 facilities in 80 communities across southwest Saskatchewan. W.W. Smith Insurance has reached a milestone as it celebrates its centennial. Having served southwest Saskatchewan for the past 100 years, W.W. Smith Insurance is your motor license issuer, while specializing in all of your personal and commercial needs, including home, auto, agro, business, and life insurance. W.W. Smith Insurance, independently owned and operated since 1913.
The 15th annual Night Out in Greece was another showcase event in Swift Current, raising funds for healthcare. Our Southwest TV News crew was there, and we bring you all the highlights.
The 15th annual Night Out in Greece was another hallmark event in Swift Current, as guests came out for a gala evening in support of healthcare. This year's atmosphere was set with crisp white and blue linens, wall decor, and decadent floral arrangements surrounding the theme of the Greek islands.
The committee came together and said, you know what, we want to bring you back to the bit of the roots of Greece and what everyone knows what Greece is. And everyone remembers the white buildings on the beautiful islands. So we have a bit of an island theme with the traditional colors of Greece, which is white and baby blue.
Authentic Greek cuisine was led by the traditional lighting of the Saganaki, Califatori cheese doused in liqueur and lit on fire, followed by a hearty buffet of dolmadas, pasticcio, and other favorites. And keeping with tradition, the dance troupe Mythos took the crowd to the islands of Greece with an array of dance numbers. Those in attendance then had their opportunity to kick up their heels on the dance floor while learning the steps along the way. A well-rounded evening of entertainment and fundraising, which comes together each year through the dedication of the local Greek community and long-standing corporate sponsors like Investors Group, Direct West, and Packard Electric.
We've been supporting Night Out in Greece, I think, for 6 years now. We're a corporate sponsor, and it's really good to donate a little bit back to the community. And the Dr. Noble Irwin Foundation is a very good cause, and that's the one we pick and stick with. We have currently about 50 employees, and it's always a big thing to see who gets the tickets every year to come to Greek Night. And everyone always enjoys it.
A fundraising initiative which partners with the Dr. Noble Irwin Regional Healthcare Foundation to purchase a variety of medical equipment and furnishings for the Cypress Regional Hospital and long-term care facilities in Swift Current. A partnership which continues the overall goal of giving back to the community.
Well, we count on this event every year, and I don't mean to put pressure on the Greek community for that, but this is a very important event for the foundation, and of course healthcare. $700,000 over 15 years has been contributed, so I think that pretty much speaks for itself in terms of what type of value we put on the project.
A tradition of fundraising stemming from strong family roots, which many hope to see continue into the future.
Our parents started it, and some have passed on, and some are still here. And it's one thing that our whole community is not going to let down. or just let it die away. We're going to stay strong, and if anything, we're going to get bigger and better.
Over the years, the annual night out in Greece has raised over $750,000, with a primary focus on purchasing medical equipment and furnishings for healthcare in Swift Current. This year's event will assist with the purchase of a Panda infant warmer for labor and delivery, and additional electronic beds for the Cypress Regional Hospital in Swift Current.
Well, this brings to a close another episode of Southwest TV News, reporting the stories that matter to you. We always welcome your news tips. You can always reach us here by phone at our studio or by email to contact us at southwesttvnews.com. Also, be sure to join us daily online for the latest news from across Southwest Saskatchewan and so much more at mylocaltv.ca. And be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest. Thanks for joining us here today. I'm Carol Andrews.